up here so I can see what you guys are saying. We've got subscription notifications going. I'm not going to interview the turtle. No, Shadow loves me. Not going to interview the turtle. As a matter of fact, you know, I'm here at the Muser's bunker, and Huey came over today. Huey was the one who built this PC for me. Everybody say hi to Huey in the chat. And he brought it over here, and I'm so ticked because he came over and we worked on this computer for like 5 hours, and not once did he ask to see the bunker tortoise. So that's a tough one, pal. I was a little offended by that. So I have this camera here. We're going to test to make sure everything works. I can hear you guys when you subscribe. I think we got Norm saying a little something there. So we're getting the notifications set up right now. Let's check this other camera. Hey, look at that. It works. I'm telling how long it'll go for, but because I think it has an auto shut off. So we can talk about anything you guys ask here. If I spot your question, then I can answer it. I have drops. I don't know if they work.
I really appreciate you.
I can try it. Who was that? Bisley Bob. Thank you so much. Subscribed. Thank you for that. Let's see if I can play a drop for you.
We're having fun here, no?
I think that came through, right?
We're having fun here, no?
Hey, you guys heard that. This camera may go in and out of focus a little bit. Trying to get that going. Oh, I didn't notice this. Okay, so there's a little Red Riding Hood Gordo that pops up when someone subscribes. Is that right? That's nice. I love it. Very nice. Saturday night.
I really appreciate you.
Saturday night. Who was that? Pirate Mushroom. Pirate Mushroom, thank you. And Blue Lights are badass. Also subscribed. Tico Savage, thank you very much. I'm a Eat Dat. Thank you for subscribing as well. Appreciate that. Somebody says Bunker Tortoise rocks. Yes,
I really appreciate you.
Even though I misgender her on the air, at least I did for quite some time, because in real life she was misgendered for a while. Thought it was a male.
I really appreciate it.
Turns out it was a female. Thank you so much, Matma. Thank you. Shadow loves me. Thank you for subscribing. Look at all these great new subscribers. I love seeing that. I'll give you a drop.
I really appreciate you.
I got iPhone money, Jerry Jones money.
Stand back, burrito!
Oh, good Lord. Stand back, burrito. Didn't know I had this. Here's my favorite of the drops.
I really
Moron dog.
you.
Oh, we just got another celibate panda. Hey, look at that. Celibate Panda not only gifted a couple of subs, I think, there. This is nice. Now, it's going to take me some time to get used to all this, particularly when we get all these notifications going, because I'm not an experienced Twitch hand. But
I really appreciate you.
I don't have an indoor hot tub.
I really appreciate you.
Most Twitch people have indoor hot tubs. I'll sell my hot tub water after I use it. I think you can make money doing that. Look at all these gifted subs. Thank you so much. Shadow Loves Me has gifted a bunch of subs to people. I love that. Ambergers subscribed. Thank you. Ambergers just here for Djibouti. Thank you.
I really appreciate you.
Really appreciate you too. Niculo, be a lot cooler if you did. Not sure what he's referring to, but Nick, I think he's the one who makes our little
really
notifications there, just like that right there, that little Gordo Red Riding Hood. I think Niculo made that. I'm not pronouncing that properly. I got a gift yesterday.
I really appreciate you.
I got a gift that I want to tell you about. 64. Why is it so laggy? Is it laggy, Huey? Huey says, my God in heaven, it's all working. By the way, I also can take calls from certain people in the Discord server. I can actually pull up people and talk to you through there, so you could be on the Twitch stream with me. I'm hoping to get Monty on here too. I think Monty's a Twitch guy, and once I reach a certain level, I think I can pull him up to do the Twitch stream. I really appreciate you. Hey, thank you. 64. Love that. Just subscribed. Not laggy. Good to hear. I do need to get a new mic stand. This thing is really bugging me. It's in my way, actually. Switch to other. Yeah, look there. God, I got bags in my eyes. No sleep. No sleep.
I really appreciate it.
I switched to audio only because of lag. What's happening with that? Maybe I don't have the camera settings right. And for those who are sticking with us this broadcast, thank you. What did the "you hear me" come from? Huey, you'll have to tell me what that notification is. I think that might be some donation of some Twitch bits or something like that. Oh, 500. Oh. Yeah, I think that if you do 500 Twitch bits, I think that's what triggers the mushmouth saying "you hear me." I think that's right. Zach Galifianakis stole your interview style and made millions. Sue him. I don't believe that. He was Zach Galifianakis long before I came along. It's pronounced Niculo. 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 Niculo.
I really appreciate you.
I got it right. Speaking of Zach Galifianakis, and reminds me of YouTube, I want to see if I can actually pull up some content and play it for you guys here. Let me try this real quick. Okay, yeah, that works. Let me do this. Go to here. Found this video of me getting punched by Rondé Barber. I can't remember who punched me, and I want to see if this...
So many big-name athletes here. Just in my line of vision right now, Rondé Barber, Lynn Swann, Joe Theismann.
First of all, look how young Craig looks. And you're about to see how young I look, too.
And a moment ago, Kurt Warner and Mark Sanchez. We've had, remember one of the Killer Bees, Kim Bocamper?
Is that Lynn Swann? Who's that?
He's walking around here. He's a TV guy locally. And lots of hot women. And so Gordo's got the wireless
different time
microphone, and he is out somewhere in this sea of humanity. Now, Gordo, come in. I've lost you. Exactly where?
Here we go. The classic gag that we don't really do anymore. The Gordo, where are you? With the microphone.
Where are you?
Craig, I'm 2 feet in front of you, staring directly into your eyes.
I'm still a little hazy.
I'm right here.
Yes, I have you now. I have you now.
Wasn't funny then? Is it funny now?
Ask him to punch you.
So I guess this doesn't include the audio of my wireless microphone. I don't have my glasses on that almost look like Condoleezza Rice for a second. And I don't know what's this woman all about?
Okay. Oh no. Oh no, this is gonna hurt.
Hardest I've ever been punched. Dude, look at that. That's a Rant shirt. I don't know where that thing is. That thing disappeared on me. It disappeared with Alec Murdaugh's Tommy Bahama shirt.
It sounded violent.
That was an assault.
So that keeps the streak
It's so annoying that my mic, you can't even hear that. That's so strange. They've definitely kissed. I think that you're talking about me and Junior Miller, and that's not true. Not on the lips. Okay, so I'm seeing you guys questions over here. It's his Vinnie Vine shirt. You're exactly right. I should have known Shan knew exactly what shirt Alec Murdoch was
I really
wearing.
appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Lamb Diggity Dang Dog. Yeah, the Alec Murdaugh thing, as you guys know, I've been completely glued to that and beating down people on the ticket all week about that trial. I can't help it. I'm obsessed with that stupid thing. It was such a wild case, and I'm completely shocked that the guy was found guilty in 45 minutes. That's how long the jury deliberated before they came back with a guilty verdict. And then, when it came time for sentencing, the judge absolutely threw the book at him. 2 consecutive life sentences, and also made a bunch of comments about what a despicable guy he was.
I really appreciate
So I couldn't help but watch it, but thank you, Shan, for the information. A Vinnie Vine shirt. I'm going to have to get one of those shirts. Speaking of morbid mementos, I thought about showing this on camera tonight, but I decided against it because I'm afraid that Twitch will get mad at me. I don't know the rules of Twitch. Because the thing that I received as a gift, thank you, Keith Stone 75, the thing I got as a gift yesterday was a firearm. And I don't want to be parading weapons
I really appreciate
on the Twitch stream. Thank you so much. Rory in Scrubs, subscribing at the tier 1 level. There are no tier levels in God's eyes anymore, and not on this Twitch channel either. So, but thank you. So, guy comes out to our remote, and it was a guy I'd corresponded with several times on email, but we were never able to hook up IRL. He brought this gift for me and gave it to me, and it was a gun. Not just any kind of gun. Does anyone want to guess what kind of firearm a P1
I really appreciate
gave me? Thank you, Alina Rochelle. Alina Rochelle gifted a subscription. That's very nice of you. Oops, hold on a second. While you guys, hold on just a moment. Let me. Okay, so let's look at your guesses. I love this game. All right, let's see. AK-47, no. Musket, no. Someone says you can't talk about guns on Twitch. Don't know if that's true. AR-15,
really
no.
appreciate
22,
it.
no. Cobain shotgun, no. The gun that killed Kennedy,
I really
that is
appreciate
correct.
you.
No, not Hitler's personal. No, not Hitler's personal pistol. It is a Carcano rifle. Yes, and it's not Silky Johnson 51 says, by the way, thanks Ederly. Thank you to XXL Danger Dang Lex, gifting a few subscriptions there. No, it was not a replica of it. It's not the actual one that Oswald used. Of course, that's in the National Archives. But it was his was a 1940 Carcano 6.5 millimeter rifle. This is a 1941. So it was just made 1 year off an actual, real Italian-made Carcano rifle, exactly like Oswald used. And that is really creepy, and I feel really weird about owning it. I showed it to Huey today as he was over here at the bunker, and told him how scared I was that I was going to be pulled over on the way back from the remote and that an officer was going to see that, and I was going to get in trouble, and then somehow it would I'd get into some weird conflict with the officer. It would end up making news, and then the news report would come out. A local radio talk show host who claimed he only joked about an Oswald obsession was busted.
I really appreciate
with a gun, a Lee Harvey Oswald Carcano rifle. Thank you, Tex Hunt and Thalos 26881 subscribing. Look at all these guns you guys are mentioning. Barry Switzer's airport pistol. Gun talk with Gordo at 8:40. Wouldn't be an 8:40 discussion. The gun talk is an interesting conversation, though, because with gun control, people got a lot of opinions on that. And some of this is,
I really appreciate
we live in the city, and so we don't really understand the gun culture that is in the country so much. Like a lot of people were okay. Old K9 New Trick says a Blackout 300 like Paw Paw. I'm sure Shan enjoyed that reference. That's a Murdoch reference. Murdoch, Murdoch, Murdo, Murdaugh, Murdoff. I don't know how you say the last name. Yeah, so those guys lived out in the country, those Murdochs, and they had on their hunting property, and some people were watching that trial and freaked out that those people owned 30 guns, at least 30 guns there. In the country, that's not unusual. I mean, think about it this way. You know how some people say, why do you need more than one gun? It's the same idea as like shoes. You could own one pair of shoes, but different shoes are good for different things. Like you got sneakers, you got dress shoes, you got what I'm wearing, high heels. So that's why you have multiple guns. Alec or Alec. It's Alec, but it's spelled Alex.
I really
but his nickname
appreciate
is Alec. I did not. Huey saying that I showed at least 50 guns today. That's not true. I showed you one gun, and it was that one that thing looked a little rusted too. I mean, I'm going to try to clean it up and get the rust out of it and get the thing back in shape. But I think I'd be scared to. Okay, this is another unfortunate thing. Huey set up this notification. Look at that. When you donate 500 bits, you hear Mushmouth yell, "You hear me," and then Oswald's death face comes up. May have to change that one. What was I talking about? Now I can't remember. Psycho. Faux King Psycho says have 400 plus viewers. Is that right? I don't know. Don't have it up here. Yeah, look at there. 404. That's great for this little thing that we didn't promote. We're just trying out here. Let's see. Got my two cameras. Got this one. Pap, pap, and schmear, schmear. Never had a chance. That's exactly true. What is the gun to typewriter ratio? A lot more typewriters. I mean, a lot more typewriters. Let me see if I can do this. I want to do.
Friggin' construction's driving me nuts.
Okay, hold on. Also found this when I was searching for that punching video. This one came up. Hold on.
Friggin' construction's driving me nuts. Now, who am I introducing?
Rob Pattison and Danny Boyle.
Which one's the vampire and which one directed Train Spotting?
Pattison, vampire, Boyle,
Right
train
here.
spotting.
Over here.
And I'm going to run into this building and make sure we have
Okay.
permission to shoot at her so we don't get run out.
Go. That look all right? Okay. 3,
Hey, Gordon.
2.
Gordon Keith.
Yes,
Bill
sir.
Masterson. We met at a remote a couple years ago. You remember?
I do not remember.
Hang on. Dad, guess who I'm on the street corner with? I'm a famous local media member.
We're trying to tape
No,
right
no,
now, and I
guess
really
again.
don't have time.
No, guess again.
We've got to start
Guess
taping
again.
here. It's Gordon Keith.
It's Gordon Keith. Yeah, from the radio. Yeah, hang on. Here, he wants to talk.
Oh my! I don't want to talk.
Just talk to. He's your biggest fan.
Hello, Dad. How are you?
Called him Dad.
It hung up. Sorry.
You hung up on him?
No, it hung up.
Well,
It's a bad seller.
hang on.
Hey, Bill,
Can you
listen,
talk-
we
can you
really have
talk
to get down to this.
hang
I
on.
have to introduce a whole
My brother
show.
is on his deathbed. Will
We've
you send him a
got,
text message?
You've already
Just-
asked me to do one thing, and I did it. I don't want to do anything else. Okay?
It's just. I'll type it in, and you can.
I
Just,
don't.
you
I
can
don't
send
want.
it.
I'm sorry, your brother's on his deathbed. What's he suffering from?
He's got a goiter.
That's not fatal. A goiter's not fatal.
He's had it a really long time.
Well, that ought to prove that he can live
Look,
well
just-
with one.
just push send.
I'm not going to press
Just
send.
hope
I've
you
already
get-
done one thing, and I'm trying to work.
Okay, you don't have to yell. I'm just saying he's on his.
Well, you're
deathbed.
being very pushy, and
How-
I'm trying to work.
Just push send. Just
No,
push.
why don't you push send? Just say
Well,
it's from me.
Hey, I don't want you to put too much effort into this, Mr. Gordon Keith.
Please,
God, why do
dude,
you-
just
why do you
leave.
hate- Why do you hate people
leave.
who are dying?
Okay, Carrie,
What's going
get
on?
him.
What's going
Oh,
on?
I'm trying to tape
don't
him. This
yell
guy
at
comes up-
her.
The guy comes up.
Hang on.
I can yell at her if I want to, okay? She's my
is it- you
producer.
treat
I
everyone
respect
like
her.
this?
No, I respect her.
I asked him to do one thing. My brother's on his deathbed.
Hey,
I
don't
just
get
want
in
him to
her
send a text
face.
message,
Don't get in her
and he won't
face.
do
You
it.
start threatening
Just
her, you're
do
going to get
this.
punched.
You're a
I'll
bastard,
find someone around
okay?
here to punch you.
You know what?
Gordon, just
I
do
love
one
my
thing.
brother,
I-
okay?
I've already done
I
my
love
thing.
my brother.
I
I'm
talked
going to
to
go
his
find a
dad.
website
Okay,
that
okay.
says GordonHatesDyingPeople.com.
Get out of
No, no,
here.
wait.
God almighty. Welcome to my world. This is what I deal with.
Well, you handled it very well.
By the way, I own that website.
Well, let me go
Good
talk
luck
to
with
him.
the show.
Thank you. I can't do this now. I'm
Just-
rattled. I'm rattled.
Just look in the camera.
No, I'm
Be
rattled.
Professional.
That's Carrie. Somebody was asking me who was that. That's my old producer, Carrie. Sweet Carrie. Gosh, I miss her. She's great. Yeah, goiter sounds like old-timey term. It is an old-timey term. I don't know if people still get goiters anymore. Do they? To anyone who is watching who has a goiter, I apologize. So interesting. The reason I played that is because, as I mentioned, I got the Oswald rifle yesterday, and one of you just got it right. Where is it? Oh, I just saw it on our chat. Yes, Texas American asked, "Are you at the school book depository?" Now, I don't know if you're talking about right now as I'm Twitch streaming. The answer is no. But that bit was filmed right around the school book depository. We were down there for something, I guess prayer, and filmed that bit. So that was filmed right by where Oswald used what I like to call the Gordon Keith rifle, because I own one, and he kind of was copying me, I guess, in a way. So, yeah. F. Mary Kill Fernando, Jubb, and Jr. Ooh, that from Squidtropolis. You'd marry... Oh, man. Well, you kill Fernando. That's easy. And then, I guess... Yeah, I actually, you know what? I would just take myself out. I would just be done. You marry Jubb, I guess, but he's just so argumentative. All right. So, tried that. Watched a bit.
Paul in what?
We could talk about
Sports.
We could we've already played
Stand
these.
back, burrito!
Oh, here's one for you.
The fact is, I'm gay.
And then this one.
Biatch.
We got them all. Okay. What should we talk about tonight? So, Twitch. I haven't been on here in a while. And the reason was we were having to buy computer components, and we didn't get around to actually starting in earnest until just recently. This still is not fully built out. We're going to have more overlays and a bunch more stuff to come, but we wanted to do this tonight for not only you guys, because it's been so long, and I didn't want to wait any longer because we're already now into March of this year. I wanted to start at the beginning of this year. So we went ahead and did it. We went ahead and put this live because we also needed to check all this equipment. So that's why we're doing this tonight, and that's why it's going to look a little bit underdeveloped. I don't know. Hopefully it looks good. Hopefully it looks good. I still need to get these cameras fixed a little bit. What's the gay caveman story? I have no idea. I can't remember that. I remember us having a gay caveman story, but I don't remember what it was about. Like, did they find a skeleton of a caveman and he appeared to be gay? And then I did the story and then we talked about it. Did we talk about the fact that I look like a caveman? These are the people that I get compared to the most. Orson Welles, latter-day Jim Morrison, and the Geico caveman. So I don't know whether I was the gay caveman. I don't know. M. Waster says, Gordo, thank you for dressing up. Glad to see you're still in a dress shirt on Saturday night at home. Thank you. Thank you for mentioning that, M. Waster, because I don't know if you were listening earlier this week when I made the declaration that I am going to start dressing up more. I'm tired of looking like a slob. I've wasted the entirety of my youth dressing like a slob, and now that youth is not something that's in surplus in my life, I'm going to start trying to dress up a little bit. So you're going to see the button-down shirts. You're going to see the tie. You're going to see me at remotes dressed to the nines. Sometimes I wouldn't be surprised if I'm wearing a tuxedo. I'm going to start treating remotes like they're black tie affairs. Wearing a nice cocktail dress. I think cocktail dresses are nice. Isn't that kind of dressy? Like the little black dress is a cocktail dress, right? When people say wearing a little black dress. I don't know. I wouldn't look good in a dress. I wore one once for at a remote. I was broadcasting with the Hardline at a Walmart. And I was wearing a floral print dress. The whole remote. And I have no idea why. Texas American, Gordo, you look handsome today. Thank you. J. Jones 11, you look like Bob Seger. Yeah, okay. I could see that. You don't want to be Corby? You don't want to be Corby? Why would I want to be Corby? Other than the fact that he has like the greatest life in the world. The man's always in a good mood. That he's friends with everyone. And everyone likes him. It would be great being Corby. Except for the tumor. I don't know if anyone heard about Corby's tumor, but he does have one on his ear, I think. And you know, that was one of the things that they were going to test me for when I was, I think we talked about this on the air when I got dizzy at work. We talked about that on the air, didn't we? What's the name of his tumor? It's a real dressy tumor, so I think we're going to call it Armani tumor. But yeah, I got dizzy up at work and everything. My head starts, feels like the room is spinning, and I had to go get checked out, and they did an MRI and everything, and I did not have a tumor, but they were looking for that. And lo and behold, it was actually Corby that had that tumor that causes that. So they got the wrong yuck monkey. Corby's pit bulls will eventually eat him. I kind of agree. I'm not really on board with the pit bull.
I really appreciate you.
I wouldn't say that out loud. Hey, thank you, Winter Barbecue. Appreciate it. Just subscribed with Prime. Everybody who is a Prime member has one free subscription, I think, on Twitch. Use it here. That'd be great. Is there anything you can't or won't answer questions about? Yeah, there are several topics that I stay away from. As would you. I mean, heck, we all have a private life, right? Yeah, acoustic neuroma. Jameson Keller says acoustic neuroma. That's the tumor that Corby had that has his ear sounding like it's a blown speaker, and he has tinnitus in it. Kind of sounds like he's got water trapped in it. And I really feel bad for Corby on that because that is not fun. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that works on you. Thank God Corby's got such a great disposition, because that's the thing that can wear down your sunny disposition and make you upset. Hey guys, sunny disposition. When you got some ringing in your ear that you can't get rid of, and it's staying with you the whole time. Yeah, I've known people who've had tinnitus, or tinnitus as we used to call it, but then they switched it.
I really appreciate you.
All these woke people switched it to tinnitus. Anyway, but they got like really depressed after having it. They had it for several years, and they had to go through therapy and all this because they were so depressed with this constant ringing in their ear that was driving them crazy. Okay, let's take your questions. If only I had loaded up some sort of take your questions music.
We're having fun here, no?
Have you seen and did you like The Last Jedi? No, I have not seen it.
I really appreciate you.
I have not seen The Last Jedi. I also need to watch... What's the one that everyone's going crazy about? Doesn't it start with an A? It's
I really appreciate
one of the new Star Wars series. Haven't watched it, and haven't watched The Last Jedi. I'm way behind on all my Star Wars universe stuff. Thank you, Willie Fitzgibbons, subscribing with us. Matriarch 4 Neil Bear gifted a subscription. The Gap Rock, thank you for that. Andor, yes, Andor. I have not watched Andor, and everyone says I should. Says I don't need any. I guess I don't need a whole bunch of backstory, do I? Do I have to know a bunch of lore that I've missed in order to appreciate Andor? Yeah, Bobcat Live 1024 says it's good and emotional. I'm all for that. Just the tip really 85. You on The Last of Us? Yes, I am. And as a matter of fact, I just finally today watched last week's Last of Us.
I really appreciate you.
Wasn't that great? I love The Last of Us. I think it's a great series. Just the last one they just didn't have the right tone to it. It was a little bit try-hardy, and I don't know. Good. Some people are saying, hey, last week was weak. The previous week was epic. And Glock Jones agrees with me that I was so brave for saying that the girl on there, Ellie, is an overcusser. She just overcusses by like 23% too much. We get the characterization. She needs to cuss. That's got to be part of her character, because she's really attitudinal, but just overcusses a little bit too much. We've already established the character, and you don't need that much. Bella Ramsey. Yes, she is and is going to be a superb actress. Matma said that, and you are right. She is a great actress. I think she's fantastic. I've only seen her in the two things, Game of Thrones and Last of Us, but she's really good. Do you have any advice on the taking on a major change in your life, be it new job or relationship? That's from Saucy1394. My advice, taking a new job, the best thing you can do is frame it as an adventure. Think of your life as like a game. You're playing a game and you're doing this adventure, and you're on this new adventure, and it's going to be exciting. And you need to try to get rid of your nervousness and turn up the dial on your sense of novelty. This is a new experience. This is great. Appreciate that the new job will have new people, new setting, new demands, because that's what makes life exciting, the newness of things, instead of framing it as in, this is a beating. I have to learn all these new people. I have to learn a new job, learn new skills. If you stop longing for comfort, then you can appreciate the novelty and the adventure of it. That's one piece of advice. Gordon, so glad you've switched to Twitch. Discord is a great platform, but Twitch is far superior for a broadcast like this. Yeah, I mean, Discord certainly has its place too, and our Discord is great, and I've loved our weekend chats on that. I'm not sure how we'll start splitting it up between what do we do, a Twitch chat versus a Discord chat. I do love Discord. It's fantastic. We're going to keep doing it. But we're not sure how we're going to exactly do it. We may start doing a weekly chat that's audio only on Discord, maybe in the middle of the week, and maybe something like this on the weekend. Not sure yet. Bobcat Live 1024 for Huey. Get Gordo the Shure SM7B dynamic moving coil microphone with a cardioid polar pattern as the Blue Yeti. Okay, I don't understand all that. Actually, Huey's got a great mic now, that new Shure USB mic that I really like a lot. Change is trauma. Never do anything different. Change can be very much trauma. You can experience it as trauma, but you can also write the narrative over that trauma that lessens the feeling of trauma. Discord is more interactive. Discord is more interactive, or Twitch is more interactive? I don't know. Yeah, Discord is very interactive when we take calls. And I can do Discord call-ins to the Twitch show. That's from Damn Sure Did Bob. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because I think that what I can try right now is to do exactly that, because that's one of the things that's on my to-do list of trying. Okay, so this is how it happens. If you want to be on this with me and talk, then you go into the Discord server and you go to the channel where it says call in show channels, and there's one that's call in waiting list, and I think I have it set up for 50 people right now can be on the call in waiting list, and I can pull you up to be on the show with me. And Damn Sure Did Bob just joined the call in waiting list, so let me see if I can figure out how to get him up here, and then we'll do Discord guest. I think that ought to pull him in. I'm not sure. Damn Sure Did Bob, if you can hear me. Let's see if I can get you in here. Where is that?
I really appreciate you.
Okay. I see you, but I don't hear you. So that means your mic is not on. Damn Sure Did Bob.
Yeah, I don't think his mic's working, because I can hear...
Yeah. And I can hear you, Huey, so...
Okay.
Let me see. How do I...
It is kind of doubling. I'm actually hearing myself in your stream right now.
Oh, you are? So is it doubling because you're hearing it through my microphone?
Yeah. It's playing it through... Oh, God, that is vomit-inducing. It's so hard to talk and then hear yourself right after.
Oh, really? It doesn't look like you're doing it on the Twitch stream, though. I mean, I'm looking at it, and it.
Oh my God! Wait, am I hearing myself? Because
I think you're hearing it through the Twitch.
Oh, okay, there. No, that's so much better. I didn't mute Twitch. My bad. Okay, all right, stick with it. Damn Sure Did Bob. You're not talking to Discord. Figure it out, bud.
So I disconnect him. So do that, and let's see if I can do. Oh, hey, here's Jimmy Changa. How great is that? Friend of FDR, and a good server booster on our Discord. What's happening, man? How are you?
Jimmy, you're muted in Discord. Like your mute button is pressed for the app Discord.
It looks like it. So yeah. So Jimmy.
All right, I'm gonna hop back in a call and waiting and tell these guys to get their stuff together before they get cool.
Okay, cool. And I will go ahead and disconnect him. There we go. So yeah, I heard Huey there on our call-in section. So if you want to call in, you can do it. As a matter of fact, here's Monty, and Monty will probably have his mic on. So Monty, make sure you pull down your audio on Twitch, but I can hear you on Discord.
Hello?
Yeah, you got me?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Justin, Monty, Mayor. All right, now here's something else I want to try with you, Justin, while I have you.
Okay.
Okay, I want you to turn on your camera. Are you nude?
I am currently dressed like Winnie the Pooh.
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, this is, low stakes. I'm not wearing pants.
That's exactly how I am. I have a shirt on and no pants.
Well, just make sure it's a tighter shot.
I don't even know where my camera is. I'll have to look for it. Let me see.
Well, are you on your phone or are you on a laptop? I mean, a desktop or laptop?
I'm on my PC, so I don't have it's not my phone.
Okay. All right. Because I think that I can pull up, if you're on camera, I can also have a guest that is like right there is where you would be. I'm sure everyone can see that now on our Twitch stream.
Let's see. I'm trying to dig it out of.
You can see the tombstone that you've chosen as your profile pic.
My big hairy Cox tombstone?
Yeah. And by the way, Monty, you have so many people worked up right now that actually think that DJ Ringenberger is suspended.
What did I do?
You went on the air with a story. Do you care to repeat that story as to why you claimed DJ was suspended from the ticket?
Oh, are you talking about when I read his statement for him?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, it's hard to remember. It was his thing. Something about him going to Arizona when he felt slighted about not being a part of the ticket Super Bowl coverage, and dressing as Michael Irvin, face paint and all, and honking that Marriott chick's boob. Something like that.
Yes. And some people believed you.
I don't know why. Why not? I mean, that's, again, I was just forwarding what he sent me.
Okay. All right. DJ has more vacation than Norm. You know what? That's not too far from the truth. DJ seems like he's been gone for like 3 weeks now. How does he get so much vacation?
I guess if you come over from ESPN, you get extra vacation days.
And then you know how long Norm's gone for, don't you?
Like 4.5 months.
I got iPhone money.
It's just like 3 weeks though, right? 3-4 weeks?
He's gone for 3 weeks. That's how long Norm is not going to be on the air. And
we can see you, Gordon. We can see you fist pumping. You're on camera, remember?
And he's going to New Zealand. This is the crazy thing about Norm. Half of the remotes that the ticket does, Norm calls Kat and says, I just can't make it there, pal. Just let me broadcast from home. So he can't make it to a remote that'll be like 3 blocks from his house. But he can go for 3 weeks to New Zealand.
And if he has to go more than 8 miles from his house, he insists on getting mileage back for it.
Yes. Could the ticket, I'm just going to put in, this is a receipt for a Kia. I had to buy it to drive to the remote. So, here. Deddy is with us in the chat. Gut Punch 818 is asking, why is Deddy so horny? Well, Deddy, you need to answer him in the chat.
That's a great question, especially online.
Yes, indeed. Dude, look at that. We just hit 500 viewers here. Justin.
Play the sounder.
Pretty freaking good. Now we just dropped to 487. But other than that, we hit 500 for just a moment. Okay. All All right, Justin. So this works, and I would keep you on here, but you don't have your camera on. Visual medium.
Yeah, I'll see if I can dig it up and
All
put
right.
some pants on.
All right, find it, and then I'll bring you back up.
Okay.
Okay. There you go. Oh, shoot. I didn't mean to hit that button. I closed out that window and didn't want to do that. Okay. Hey, those of you, and Huey, you can advise me on this. We need to play a 30-second ad every hour. Now, we set it to the lowest amount of ads, which I think is 30 seconds an hour. If you are a subscriber to this Twitch channel, you don't get an ad. It's only the people who don't subscribe. Follow, which is great. But if you subscribe,
I really appreciate you.
then you don't. And look at there. System. Just subscribe. With Prime, everybody who's a Prime member of Amazon, you get a free Twitch subscription, and we would love it if you use that on this Twitch channel, because as I mentioned last year when I was doing this, we're going to be doing raising money, for the money that comes in from this Twitch channel through subscriptions and things like that, and gifts. We're going to have lots of ways you can
really
support the channel.
you.
Big portion of that is going to At Last. It's a cause that I feel very strongly about. A friend of mine named Randy started it. It helps underprivileged kids in
I really appreciate you.
South Dallas area who don't quite have the resources to study and get tutoring and having a great calm atmosphere in which to
really
learn
appreciate
that,
you.
and richer school districts have. So he started this program. It's fantastic. We'll talk about it at length at some other point. Anyway, it's a great cause, and this Twitch channel is in service
really
to that.
appreciate you.
So that's what we're doing it for. Thank you to the people who just subscribed here. Clark 36, Finn 4422, Nick Gulo just subscribed with Prime. Thank you so much.
You.
Who else is that? I can't even say this name. RC Sorta Fit. You just subscribed at the tier 1 level. That means you guys will not experience commercials if you subscribe, which is great. If you just follow, you can't subscribe, can't afford it, whatever, that's fine too. We're going to try to keep the commercials not as non-intrusive as possible. But we do have this technology where I can hit an ad right now. So what we're going to do now is a 30-second
really
ad.
appreciate
If this works, thank you so much. 1, 2, 3, no way for subscribing. Going to hit this ad. Going to see if this works. And if you're a subscriber, you'll be right here.
I really appreciate you.
So I will tell secrets during the commercials. Tell secrets during the commercials that only the subscribers will have a chance to hear. So let's see if this works.
You.
I'm going to hit this ad, Huey, and then I need you in the chat to let me know whether the ad is being seen on Twitch.
YouTube.com/@SportsGreek.
I really appreciate you.
Okay. So it's counting down, so it looks like there's an ad. So here's my secret. I think Jake
I really
is
appreciate
really
you.
into pegging, like for real. And it makes things uncomfortable between us. We're about to come back.
I really appreciate you.
Okay. Now, let's see if there was an ad or not. No ad. Oh no. What did I just say on my Twitch stream that everyone got to hear? No. Somebody said that there's an eyelash commercial. DoorDash ad. Somebody else got a DoorDash ad. Okay. So maybe the ad did happen, right? Huey, I'm noticing one thing on my Stream Deck where when I hit the ad, it counted down 30 seconds.
I really appreciate you.
And now it's saying 8 minutes, and then it just went to 7 minutes So does that mean another ad is going to happen in 7 minutes? I don't get it. That's something new. We'll have to figure it out. My ad was for Scott Green Turf. So everybody just gets different ads? It's so strange. Deddy, thank you. Deddy just subscribed. Thank you, Deddy. So did DT Tyler Fair. Subscribed to Tier 1. Claire subscribed with Prime. Thank you so much for that. That's awesome. I do not believe Gorstag, however, who just claimed that he got a Junk for Joy ad. I don't believe you, and I also feel your pain. You know, I can't talk about advertisers in any way but in a positive light. It's just add a minor note or something like that to the
really
jingle.
appreciate you.
I mean, make it a little, not so just sweet. How did LHO afford to go to Mexico City? He rode the bus. A very long bus ride. And he was a very poor guy, but he did afford that bus ticket. And I guess the implication is that because he didn't have so much money, he couldn't have afforded to go there. But I do believe that he paid for it himself. Trying to look through here and see what kind of...
I really appreciate you.
What kind of question I want to answer. CP Monkey, thank you. Troy McClure, thank you. Baloney and...
I really appreciate
you. That is a very offensive name. Amarillo P1, thank you, Amarillo P1. Always good to see you on here. John Elmer Wayne also subscribed. Yeah, so that's cool. I can see you guys who subscribe, and I cannot wait till we have, if you donate the 500 bits or whatever, don't forget you can hear Mushmouth scream at me, and you can see Oswald's orgasm face. Maybe I'll wait and see if one pops up here. 500 bits.
I really appreciate you.
Thank you, dude. Son23. Gosh, we need to change that Red Riding Hood picture. It's so bad.
I really appreciate you.
Gordon, why don't eggs taste like chicken? Well, they do if you don't wash them off. Mexico City, 7,400 feet above sea level. Is that right? I knew it was pretty high up there. Pretty good. Wonder Whoosh. Ask, have I ever been to Lucky Dog Books? Is that the one in Oak Cliff? Is that Lucky Dog Books?
I really appreciate you.
I don't remember. Oh, it's a little backwards masking there, pal. A little trail off. I have your Les Paul for you. I have one fake Les Paul that I got at a pawn shop. Matter of fact, I think it's over here at this bunker, too. Steam Hams, what's your favorite piece of JFK Oswald memorabilia that you own? Anything you hope to own one day? Well, I only really own the one thing. Well, I guess a few things. The bathtub.
I really appreciate you.
I own the bathroom doors. I own the drawers from the built-in where they used to put their baby to sleep. He and Marina used to put June in this drawer, and she would sleep in it. Then I have Marina's built-in vanity that was in that apartment, too. I have a replica Oswald rifle. God, this list is growing so much longer than I thought it was going to be. And then I have Life magazines and newspapers and stuff that P1s have brought me over the years that has, Oswald on the cover or the Kennedy getting shot headline. So that's all I have. That's all. And Jack Ruby's hat that he was wearing when he killed Oswald. And the handcuffs that Ruby was wearing when he was arrested. But other than that, I don't have anything. Oh, the back seat of the ambulance that Oswald rode in to Parkland, have that. But other than that, I don't really. And the gurney, I have the gurney. It doesn't have the wheels on it, but the gurney that Oswald was on, that he was pronounced dead on. Other than that, though, nothing. Oh, then also the Ruby and Oswald signature placard that Heritage Auction had recently. I went ahead and got that. But I'm really not the memorabilia guy on that case. Ever worn any of Oswald's clothes while dancing maniacally and sloppily drinking wine? No. As far as I know, none of his clothing has ever come up for auction. Not that I would buy it, if it did. Where did you get the replica rifle? Been wanting one of those. A P1 just brought it to me. He said that his father was, his grandfather was a lawyer here in Dallas during that time. May have even been a prosecutor. So I don't know if it was part of the case where they got some replica rifles or something. I don't know. But then again, Oswald never really stood trial here. Gordon, did you hear Chip Gaines buying Larry McMurtry's bookstore in Archer City? Yes, I did hear about that. I have, matter of fact, I think it's here at the bunker somewhere, the book that I bought from Larry McMurtry that he personally
I really appreciate you.
led me to, and I purchased. So the one time that I saw, or one of the two times I saw Larry in person, bought it from him. Yeah, and I'm so glad that Chip Gaines has bought Larry McMurtry's bookstore, because I was afraid that thing would go out of business without him there. And a lot of Larry's stuff is coming up for auction. If you at all love Texas Riders, if you've never read Larry McMurtry, you really should read Larry McMurtry. He's a funny, funny writer, and he was a treasure. And his stuff is coming up for auction, I think, in June. His son, James, is selling it and is partnered with an auction house down in San Antonio. I wish it was going to be with Heritage. I wish he had gone with Heritage, because I could have gone and seen all that stuff. I will tell you this. There's something coming up. Heritage Auctions is having an auction, I think, in June or July. And there are a couple of entertainment-related pieces that are coming up for auction. And there's one that I'm really seriously thinking about spending a good chunk of money on. And by good chunk of money, I mean like retirement is going to suffer. Because this piece would be so huge to actually own this. And I'm kind of hoping that there's no bidding war that breaks out over it. I saw it while I was there, but I was sworn to secrecy that I couldn't talk about it yet, because I guess they haven't announced that this stuff is coming up for auction. There were several awesome things that we saw behind the scenes, and they're coming up this summer for auction, and one of them, it would make my life if I owned this thing. As a matter of fact, if I owned this item, I think you would see it in every Twitch stream that I would do. I would make sure that it's visible. Be that proud of it. Gordon, what's that on your background? What do you mean? Nothing. It's just a background. It's a green screen, actually. I could put something up there. Oh, I need to... I missed thanking a few of you people. Dan's Docking Mug subscribed. Thank you, Dan's Docking Mug. It's not a Duran race car bed. That's not the thing. All my friends are going to be strangers. That guy. Yes, Metal Bats too. I'm so glad you mentioned that Larry McMurtry book, because that's one of my favorites. And people don't talk about that book very much. I think it was one of his earlier books. But All My Friends Are Going to Be Strangers, set in Houston. He's a professor, and he's a writer, and it's so good. I love All My Friends Are Going to Be Strangers. That's a good McMurtry book. And the way he writes women is so interesting and fun. I love Stephen King's 11/22/63. One of you P1s said that, and the scroll's going so fast I missed who said it. Reddit, interesting, needs an edit. The problem is you get so popular like Stephen King, and maybe people don't edit your stuff. It to be trimmed down a little bit. Had a little bit of pacing problems for me. Once again, he's Stephen King. I'm nobody. I don't know what I'm talking about. Acknowledge that. I acknowledge that, but just an opinion. Gordon, do you use Pert Plus? Pert Plus. No, I use Body on Tap. Actually, Body on Tap is not around anymore. No, I don't use Pert Plus. You know what I use? Clubman. It's the stuff that they sell in barber shops because I love the smell of it. When my dad used to take me and my brother to get our hair cut, we used to go to this barber shop. Burrell's. Was it called Burrell's Barbershop? And they used to use this Clubman powder on your neck afterwards. And that stuff smelled so good. And they also make a shampoo that smells like it. And it's a really nostalgic scent for me. So that's what I use. I love it. No, it's not Freddie Mercury's milking table. That's not the item that Heritage Auction is selling. Gosh, I can see the bags under my eyes. Okay, what else are we going to do? What else do I need to test out? Huey, let me know.
I really appreciate you.
Thank you, price tag 89. Thank you for doing that. No, I'm not even going to read that on the air. You know what we ought to do is have a certain level that you gift or donate, and whatever you put up there, I've got to read it. And it'll just be drops galore of me reading offensive stuff. Am I a Metallica fan? I don't know much about Metallica. Isn't that horrible? Like I met that one guy in Metallica, or used to be in Metallica, but Jason Newsted just had a birthday this week. Just an opinion. Hey, guys.
I really appreciate you.
Anyone remember Sid's Barbershop in Richardson? I don't. I went to a kind of old school barbershop recently. I like that feel. You know, there's it's cool being in one of those like
I really
old school
you.
grandpa kind of places. Like just men in there telling stories and all that. It was great. Townes Van Zandt opinions. I think
I really appreciate you.
Townes Van Zandt wrote a lot of great music, a lot of great songs. And I've talked about on the air before how Poncho and Lefty has some of the best lyrics. I mean, they still hit me every single time. Like there's still lines in it that just make me marvel at not only Townes for writing it, but just how language can move you in such a small period of the economy of the words, and them not quite making full sense. They don't make quite literal sense, but they make great poetic sense. Like what would be an example of that? His horse was fast as polished steel. His horse was fast as polished steel. Love that line. There's so many great lines in that song. The dust that Poncho bit down south ended up in Lefty's mouth. God, such a great song. Hey, Gordon, have you ever been to a drag show? I don't know that I have. I don't think so. Favorite Simpsons joke? No idea. Favorite instrument? Favorite instrument? Do you mean like the actual model of an instrument, or are you just talking about like generically, like guitar, violin, bassoon? That's an interesting one. Even if you kept it generic, would I choose guitar or bass? I love bass, but the best instrument would be guitar. It's just more versatile. But God, I love bass. When will you stream Red Dead Redemption 2? That from Matt Moby. You know, now that I got this computer and this rig, I might as well do it. It would just be embarrassing. I mean, I suck at video games. I suck. So you just see me die over and over again. I have to restart chapters and things like that. That's a really great world, though, that Red Dead Redemption. I've enjoyed playing that. Clubman Country Club shampoo, 16 ounce. Booyakasha, that's right. Love that stuff. Name a song that my son can practice electric guitar on. Any song. I mean, how good is he? That's what it depends on. I mean, if he's great, then have him practice Eruption, Van Halen. If he's not so good, just have him play his chords. Favorite bass in my collection. So fancy. I have a bass collection. I accidentally have a bass collection because I can't decide which one I like best, so I can get rid of the rest of them. Favorite bass in my collection. I know I have a few over here. I actually think that John Taylor bass is over here. That's a great one. Aria Pro SB 1000. Also, it's interesting too because this just came up in the news. One of my favorite cheap basses is a 1984 PV Patriot bass. It's red. It's the bright red that they sold that in for, I think, a couple years. And I bought that bass at a pawn shop, a place called Louisville Pawn, I think is the name of it. And that's the one that just made news 2 weeks ago, where the owner of that place, the guy who sold me that bass, was shot and killed. 3 dudes broke in and shot and killed him. And that's my favorite of my basses, probably other than that John Taylor one that I play all the time. And then, yeah, seeing that news story, going, wow, that's the dude that I bought that bass from. If Ibanez basses were made in America, they'd be worth thousands of dollars. Ibanez has made so much good stuff over the years. Ibanez is a great, dependable brand that not only makes great low-end stuff, cheaper stuff, but they have some really nice high-end stuff. Favorite female bassist. There are a lot of great female bassists. I don't know why that is. Like, I don't know why it seems like women gravitate towards bass a lot. Because I know more, seems like there's more great female bassists than I know of female guitarists. I've really been liking that woman who plays for, she played for 21 Pilots. Gosh, now I'm blanking out. Nicole is her name. I like her a lot. But there's a lot of great female bassist. Tall. Thoughts on the Ramones. Don't have too many of them. Do you fiddle with the mic in the studio like you do at home? I'm sorry, yeah. Or is it like a comedian taking a sip of water after a punchline? Yeah, it is kind of a nervous thing that you do. Plus, this one is particularly bothering me. I need to get a low-profile mic arm, because this one is in the way. And so I keep messing with it because I can't get it at a comfortable position. And I forgot to put
really appreciate you.
a windscreen on this because that's really annoying looking. It's better if it's out of there. That. Okay, let's answer a few more questions here. Favorite comedy album? Oh, yeah, Carol Kay. People mentioning female bass players. Carol Kay is like the godmother of great bassist, Wrecking Crew. Yeah, there's tall Wilkenfeld mentioned. Ever had a Moss Wright Ventures base? No, but I always wanted one. My dad was a huge Ventures fan growing up, and we had their albums, and I would look on the back at all those. We called them Moss Wright then. They're probably pronounced Mose Wright. But always dreamed of owning one of those crazy looking guitars or basses that the Ventures used to play. Thank you to Looseneck Jag for subscribing. That's very sweet of you to do that. Do I listen to old audio very much? No is the answer to that. I ate Ava Jean. No, don't listen to old audio. Did a little bit today as we were going back through to try to find drops that we wanted to use and listen to some of the older stuff. Oh my. I was telling Huey, it's very strange to be part of a station that got popular during the most bawdy, raunchy era of American culture, and then continued to be successful into the most, whatever the word you want to use, woke or politically correct, or just the massive correction that culture went through, and still be on the air. But then going back and listening to some of those old bits, just going, oh my goodness, I don't think that would fly today. But it was interesting listening back to it today. But normally I don't really do it. It's not something I do very often, if at all. Matt Birmingham, best ticket edition. I will pass that along to Matt. Is Bunker just broadcasting collections in Tortoise? Yeah, you pretty much have it. That's right. I made the mistake of thinking the pandemic was going to last 10 years, so I signed a 10-year lease. So, got to use it for something until I can sublet it. Not going to New Order this weekend, no. I'm not. All right, let me see what I can do here on this. Sorry. Want to see.
Easy Wheels started as my college project, and we now sell our wheel covers all around the world.
And we're so thrilled to have the Musers from the Ticket with us. It's a Sunday night tradition from training camp, the first Sunday. George Dunham, Craig Miller, and Gordon Keith all with us here from camp. And we've got a lot of topics to get into here tonight, guys, and not all that much time, although it may seem like a lot of time once we get into the segment. By the time this airs, my Jerry Jones interview will have already aired. As very explosive.
I could cover
mine will be,
We're not live?
Mine will be the one that does not go viral, by the way. But anyway, let's talk a little bit about Jerry and some of the things he's had to address, this anthem thing. Do you think he's mishandling this whole situation with the anthem and insisting that his players stand?
Maybe in that he just keeps addressing it. I think they had...
And, of course, they always try to crop me out on this. Always. Very frustrating. I can't believe Amy the cat person remembered the two names of the cats that I mentioned, Purbender and Twonks. So yes, Purbender and Twonks, it's actually a U, Twonks. They are doing great. They are two of the sweetest kitties of all time. They get along. Purbender is a boy, Twonks is a girl. And got him at an adoption place. What's it called? It's like the East Lake Pet Orphanage? Lakeshore Cat Orphanage? Something? So yeah, I went and adopted them, and God, they are so cute. I can't stand it. Cats are the coolest creatures of all time. And I don't get why some people hate cats and some people hate dogs. And I mean, aren't they all kind of great? I mean, heck, I find myself, no matter what creature I end up encountering, I end up obsessed with them and loving them. I never would have guessed that I would have liked a tortoise. Never would have picked a tortoise as a pet or something to take care of. And yet, look at me now. Love the tortoise. You know, I had that parakeet that flew. I was living in this apartment. Parakeet, I found it in the bushes right out in front of my front door one time. Took it in, kept it. Loved that animal so much. Had it for many years. And when it died, that was, my goodness, talk about tears. And that was a parakeet. I never would have gotten a parakeet. So I found that just about
I really
I
appreciate
think
you.
every animal I've ever had, I've loved. Except for the hamster. I wasn't too involved in the hamster one. So, thank you, C287. Really appreciate you, pal. CP Money says, I just got a dog today. Cat is not so pleased. Yeah, I can see there being a conflict there. Allergies. I am allergic to cats. This is the crazy thing. I'm not as allergic as I used to be. My high school girlfriend had a cat that I was so allergic to, it made me miserable going over there because I would get the red eyes and they were watery and I would get sneezy and whatever it was, her feline, I was allergic to. All creatures great and small. Yes, I love them. The bunker tortoise. You know, I wish I could figure out how to get a camera out there to go look at the bunker tortoise. I could do it on my phone, I suppose, but if I was Twitch streaming on that, maybe sometime I'll do that. All right, how are we doing here? We've gone an hour and 18 minutes, and I only plan to really go an hour here. Is that enough? Haven't you had enough? Next time we actually will plan things out. I'm going to load up some videos that I wanted to give you the inside scoop on. Going to be doing that. Troy McClure, thank you. I know. I regretted it as soon as I got into the sentence. I knew where it was going. I tried to back out of it. Couldn't figure out a way. 18 extra minutes. That's right, because I'm committed to you guys. I'm committed to the P1s, the Twitch ones, the T1s. And I thank you guys so much for being here. Okay, so I wish I was set up to raid someone. I'm kind of too tired to even go through and do that. I'll try to answer a few more of your questions here. Let's see. Favorite passage from Leviticus. There's some disturbing ones in Leviticus, aren't there? Favorite book of the Bible. Here I am messing with the mic again. Favorite book of the Bible. Don't you have to go Ecclesiastes? Is it too cliched to say Ecclesiastes? It's so good. I love it. There's a lot of good stuff in the Bible. I was just reading it the other day, as a matter of fact. Maybe we ought to do a whole Twitch stream sometime on religion, the Christian religion. How long to write an 840-bit? I want to see some guesses on that. How long does it take to write an 840-bit? I actually know the answer to that, and I will tell you if somebody gets it right. Is free will an illusion? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. No such thing as free will. However, we must act as though it's real. That's the only way we can keep society going. 5 minutes is a guess for how long does it take to write an 840-bit. 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 2 hours, 10 minutes, 14 minutes, an hour, 90 minutes. Someone says improv, 45 minutes to an hour, 75 minutes tops. It's a panic and takes 30 seconds. The correct answer is I don't have a drum roll, so I'll just hit.
Paul in what?
Correct answer is, I would say 20 minutes. 20 minutes is the average. Is the most, yeah, 20 minutes, I would say. This is how it works. Usually we decide when we go to break at 8:05, somewhere in there, during that commercial break is when we decide what will happen at 8:40. So we'll try to think of, is there some tie-in with the news? Did one of the local teams play recently? You know, of course, Fake Jerry's going to be on Monday after a Sunday game. So those kind of things we know ahead of time. But usually we decide at 8:05 to 8:10. And then I have from then until 8:40. So yeah, so we'll come back from break around, 8:15? So we usually decide right before we come back from that. So 8:15 is when that's decided. And then I'll hem and haw around and then start panic writing. Really start writing in earnest 10 minutes before. So that's kind of no night before preparing. No, I did that once and I hated it. I should probably give it another shot. But extra time for my dad Earl bit. So the way that Fake Tiger works, when we decide we're going to do Fake Tiger, then that's what I start with. I've got to start with writing my dad Earl. Because I know that has to be written out or I can't do it that fast. So there have been times where I've only had my dad Earl written out and maybe one other idea for a punchline. And I had to improv around because I ran out of time and just wrote my dad Earl. But that is rare. I usually have a few more ideas than just one punchline before my dad Earl. Is Jub going to hit you one day? Lord, I hope not. No way you write that Tiger Woods speech in 20 minutes. Yeah, well, usually less than 20 minutes because I got to write other Tiger stuff too, you know. You got to write whatever he's going to say about Phil the Dill, whatever he's going to say about his girlfriend Erica, so you got to come up with a few other jokes too. But yeah, I have to write my dad Earl, and that's always first. Dr. Vaginissimus. Yeah, I need to do that again, Amy. That's one of my favorite weird characters that we do very rarely, but he's interesting to me, so I like writing him. Ever take Delta 8 gummies? Yes. Matter of fact, I tried it again recently, like not too long ago, like a matter of months. And because I hate pot. I can't stand it. It just doesn't agree with me. It never makes me feel good. All my friends are like, oh, you need the right stuff. And I've tried every friend who said, gotta try my 8. I think I took Delta 8 or maybe it was Delta 9. I can't remember. I have both of them. And it made me feel exactly the same as regular pot did, and I hated it. It doesn't agree with me. And if you enjoy cannabis or whatever, pot, you're lucky. Because I don't, and I wish I knew what the deal was. But whatever my body chemistry is, it doesn't agree with it. I just feel all heartburny and nervous the whole time. Andy Partridge on bass or John Taylor on guitar? I would probably think Andy Partridge on bass. But John Taylor started off as a guitar player. Andy Partridge is just so good at everything. I'm going to get him on here. I'm going to do a Twitch stream with Andy Partridge of XTC. That's one of my goals. That's what I'm going to do. All right. No, I have tried shrooms. I didn't do it over Christmas vacation like I wanted to. I've done shrooms, I think, 2 or 3 times. And it's important to reset your mind with psychedelics. under the guidance of your doctor. Okay, so I think we've got everything. Let me go through all these again, make sure everybody hears them. You hear me? Mm-hmm.
The fact is, I'm gay.
Jerry Jones money.
Stand back, burrito!
Moron dog. Moron dog. Moron dog. Moron dog.
Sports. Paul in...
We're having fun here, no?
Nice. Everything worked. So, I'd say this was successful. Thank all you guys. Look at all you people that were here in the chat. Love that. We had 500 people at one point tuning into this. It's great. Love it. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. You know what? Next weekend, I'm going to try to do something special. Fingers crossed and see how it works. Should I show you the... Can I show you the gun? The Oswald gun? Is that too weird? I don't know. Huey, you would know more than I do. It's probably not wise, is it? I don't want to be brandishing firearms. All right, Huey says go for it. Okay. All right, pause. Here, while I go get it, I'll let you watch something. Hold on. Let me switch over and do this. Oh, here's a little... This came out.
Welcome back to Vigilante Justice. I'm Gordon Keith. With us today is star of film and television, Will Ferrell. Will.
Hello, Gordon.
For being here.
Thank you for having me.
Apologize, I'm
here on Vigilante Justice.
Yes, I used to be a community affairs program, and they changed it to movies.
Gotcha.
This is the ratings deal.
Yeah.
I have to apologize first of all because I look a little sickly.
Are you okay?
Doctor says measles, but I don't even know what that is. I thought that was like eradicated in
I thought it
pioneer
was
days.
too. Yeah. I've got a slight dash of the bubonic plague, so we're equal.
Are you serious?
A little bit. Just a little
shake
bit.
hands on that again.
Yeah.
Okay, now you're the star of Casa de Mi Padre.
Casa de Mi Padre, right there. That's the poster.
I don't know. Can we get a shot of this?
Probably can't get a shot of it. Can we? No.
There it is. Yeah, which
can't get a shot of it.
Can we not get a shot of it? It's
right there. Where is
it's
it?
right there. Do we have a shot of it?
Oh, I see.
Okay, so we got a shot of it. Yeah, the film Casa de Mi Padre.
Right.
You're in it.
I'm in, and that's me.
Oh, I didn't look at the picture very carefully.
Yeah.
I was looking at more for gynecological reasons, right in
that region,
in this area here.
No, I am not. Not only am I in it, I'm the star of the movie.
Not bragging, just
no, I'm not. It's just a fact.
Right.
Yeah.
And the movie is in all Spanish.
Entirely in Spanish.
Now, what language is that?
Well, that's the language that is spoken in many countries. It originated in Spain. It is spoken in Mexico and throughout Latin America, except for Brazil, where they speak Portuguese.
Portuguese, that's right. You got it right. Pretty impressed with that. Now, walk us through your character here. If you could, how would you describe your character in this film?
Well,
using hand gestures.
Okay. Yeah.
How long ago did you make this film? I think it was a while ago, wasn't it?
This was
like
made
10 years ago?
15 years ago.
15 years ago.
Yep. And we just, there was an opening in the schedule. I had an empty slot. And we dusted off the print and thought, let's give it a try.
And it's worth the try that you made because it's really good. I don't know if people can see the poster.
Can we get a shot of the poster?
Back here. Can we? Do we have one of these cameras? There it is. I think there, right there. Casa de Mi Padre. Now, translated loosely, what does this mean? My farm is my lover?
It means my farm My farm is my lover on Tuesdays.
Ah, so it's more specific.
It's more specific.
It's more temporally specific than I was giving it credit for.
I have to be honest with you. We don't know what it means. And I've asked the people who've distributed the film countless times, can you please explain to me what the title means? No one seems to have an answer. And I've been told that odds are we aren't going to know what it means.
So it's just kind of like it's going to be a film mystery.
It's
like
going to be
what was said at the end of Lost in Translation, Bill Murray to Scarlett Johansson. No one knows.
No one knows.
No one knows.
It was a whisper. It was a very soft embrace, and that's kind of what this title is.
Will Ferrell still joining us here in Vigilante Justice. Now, Will is the star of the 2003 film
Drowning Mona?
No, Drowning Mona. The 2003 film that you did in 2003 was known as Old School. You won the Mark Twain Prize last year.
I did for about a week, and then they realized what happened, and I had to give it back.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You had to give that back?
I'm the first recipient
to actually
slash non-recipient.
Really?
Recipient slash non-recipient.
See, I always wonder when you accept the Mark Twain Prize, are you dressed? Do you have to wear the Colonel Sanders outfit and the whole
You have to
deal?
be in authentic period costume, garb, and you have to have some knowledge of how to pilot a river.
The riverboat knowledge.
I had no idea.
Riverboat knowledge. Hal Holbrook there to hand off the prize?
Hal Holbrook was not there. His brother Greg was there.
Greg Holbrook.
Greg Holbrook was
famous
there.
sex researcher. You're surprised I knew that, aren't you?
Totally
Speaking
surprised.
of, you made an interesting choice in this film. There was a sex scene.
Yes, in the movie.
Male on female sex scene.
Highly controversial male on female sex scene. Yes.
Explain that choice.
We felt like that had never been done before. Usually in movies, sex scenes involve usually same sex.
Right.
And this was
Hollywood.
It's Hollywood, and exactly, it's crazy Hollywood, and we thought let's kind of break that mold, and let's have male female contact.
And we get to see your old food distributor in it.
The old food distributor, las traseras, as they say in Espanol.
Portuguese, Spanish.
Las traseras.
Okay, gotcha. And finally, we always like to end with a little viewer mail question. Today's viewer mail question: Will, what is your favorite disability? That's a tough one.
Gosh, I don't know. I mean, you know, my favorite disability, probably, that.
That's Will Ferrell. He's in the new film Casa de mi Padre. Go see it. It opens March 16th.
Can we get a shot of my dog walker here? She showed up with my French bulldog. Gloria, she's a great lady.
Hey, Gloria!
Hey, Gloria!
Show us the up tops! She can't hear us, can she? She wants a picture of you, Will.
She's a bit of a shutterbug. Yeah.
There he is, the great Will Ferrell, joining us here. Vigilante Justice. Also, Recycle every Tuesday.
Did we ever get a shot of the poster? Or... Gloria, get out of the shot! God. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry about the whole thing. Back after long illness, Gordon Keith, your host, and I'm here with cute as a button star.
All right. Having read your chat, you guys are now making me scared to fulfill the promise of showing you the Oswald weapon. We did just have what's his name? The basketball guy, right? Jay Morant. Is that his name? Now he showed his on social media and he got suspended, I think, a couple games or something. But, you know, that's a different matter. Bisley Bob says there's whole channels about guns on Twitch. You sure? I'm sure there is on YouTube, but I don't know about on Twitch. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to end my whole Twitch career right now over this. What do you think, guys? Enjoy that Will Ferrell thing? All right. I'll just show just a little bit here so AI won't identify this as a presidential weapon. That is from 1941, an actual Italian-made Carcano. Historical piece given to me by a P1. And once I'll research and find out more about the legitimacy of showing something like this, I'll maybe do it differently next time. All right. Subscribe. I want to see some subscribers come up on here, hopefully. If you can subscribe, you can find it in your heart to subscribe to this Twitter channel. Please do it. You help out a great cause called At Last. I'll talk more about it later. But plus you get to avoid commercials, which is always great. Thank you, guys. Another Saturday night in the books. Thank you to everyone. CP Money, R. Briggs 10, Tyler McMichael, J. Harwell, Loose Neck Jag,
I really
Celibate Panda. Who is that I just heard? Let me go down here. Oh, that was Indoor 8000. Just subscribed with Prime. You get a free subscription with the Prime.
Really
Everyone's a member of Prime, right? Get a free subscription, Twitch subscription. So use it here if you can. More on Dog just subscribed. Thank you so much for that. Thank you to everyone who was here. God bless you. It's time for me to sleep. As you can tell, I'm not looking too good these days. Bags under the old eyes. All right. I'm not even going to raid anyone. Thank you. I'm looking at the bunker tortoise right now. Sleep. I wonder if a Carcano rifle could take out a tortoise. Find out.